Hello, hello, it's Patty Joe. Let's make a tilt on that one. Okay, so the videos I've been watching uh, are have to do a lot with Baltimore crime. There is a new channel that I've just gotten completely stuck on since this mass casualty medical incident occurred, and I'll try to maybe we'll search some up and take a look at the news clips on that. Um, so I don't know if everyone heard about it, but Baltimore's Penn North location, and we lovingly call it Penn North. So Penn North is Pennsylvania and North Avenue, and that corner in Baltimore, on all four sides of that, currently, and when I was working there, had squad cars, officers' squad cars, Baltimore City officers posted on all four corners 24 hours a day. All right, so let's back up a little bit. So North Avenue was historically the northernmost border of the city. That's why they called it North Avenue, and there's a South Avenue and East Avenue and West Avenue and all those things. So obviously that is how they framed the beautiful city of Baltimore historically. It is now more of the center. It used to have very lively art district. It had music, jazz, it had theaters, it had all sorts of things. It is this corner in Pennsylvania in North, which is very much a central location. There's a subway station there now. There is these four squad cars that stay on the four corners of this one intersection. They're not really there to prevent or to Matt Zach. Oh, a second, of course. Okay. That was very dramatic. Okay, so my granddaughter, Phoenix, who you met last time, chronic constipation. I know that's not new news to anybody. So they give us instructions, and now there's nothing but sticky poo, and apparently it's a one-person job when I do it, and a 15-person job when he does it. But anywho, back to North Avenue. So on these four corners, on these four edges of this one intersection, they have police cruisers 24 hours a day. They're not there to stop crime. They're not there to fight crime. They are there simply to keep people hopefully from shooting each other, but generally also for overdoses. So no pew pew action. They're not really there to, if people are selling certain substances, that's how the mass casualty incident happened. They're now xylazine, I believe, is what they're mixing in with the other substances. This is something you give a horse or an elephant. I've told this story a couple of times. I was picking up a person who had taken too much of a substance one night in that area, right about a block away in an alley off of Penn North. And in the daytime, I'm generally happy to give somebody the reversal agent and offer them a ride to the hospital or encourage a ride to the hospital. Make sure they're breathing properly, take them to the hospital, whatever. I'm happy to do that, start that treatment on the street. because it's faster, it's easier. At night, I'm picking you up and putting you in the back of the ambulance because it's not safe out there. So we're in the back of the ambulance, had moved the patient from the ground to the cot to the back of the ambulance, oxygenating, giving them ventilations, giving them the reversal agent. As we're doing this, 2 people open up the back of the ambulance. It's the salesman. It's the street pharmacists. Whatever it is you want to call them. They just want to know if they have to go back and reformulate whatever it is they've mixed up. So I believe they said that day it was 27 people. A couple of weeks later, it was another 14 people. They're allegedly, the DEA is now in on it, helping them. But if you're trying to tell me that they don't know what's going on, okay, never mind. So anyway, let's take a look at this video. We are watching, again, it is the channel, which I highly encourage. It's a pretty good channel. A lot of it is, Heart of the City is what it's called. A lot of it is the addicts mumbling, and it's hard to watch, but let's take a look at what is going on in the streets.
Probably about 4 years ago, I started prostituting. I bent over to put a hit on my stem, and I seen this little midget guy in the dark. My dad died when I was 3. My husband hung himself in my attic. I really do want to get clean. In 8 days, I lost my Mercedes, my job, my kids. This is xylazine. It is now in Baltimore. This is what it's doing to our arms. It's staining our skin.
That is what I was talking about. The xylazine that they're now adding in makes it a lot cheaper. It's a synthetic drug, apparently. And they can keep these people hooked.
Kidnapped by a pimp when I was 17. This living room had clear painter's tarp on it. And I was able to I was butt naked running down the street. We're not out here having fun, I promise you that. It was fun years ago when we were smoking weed, dancing, drinking, having fun, but the fun stopped a long time ago. Baltimore, not Baltimore. We in Baltimore. I go, Baltimore. It started probably about... I'm 42, so probably about
Upper West Side.
20 years ago, I started sniffing heroin. I got with a guy, ended up having a baby with him. My son is 15 years old now. So I was with him for 15 years. So it was mainly just doing heroin. Probably about 2019, my mom passed away and I started smoking crack. And probably about 4 years ago, I started prostituting. I always pretty much kept a job, but my kids got took from me, and so my journey of prostitution started. And it's been pretty much fucked up ever since. I've been to about 4 different treatment centers. The longest I've been clean is probably about 5 months. But I'm still out here, so I'm still struggling. I still want to get clean, just not right now. I got kidnapped by a pimp when I was 17. And in New York City, I was working up there as a stripper. But I wasn't doing drugs then, but I was kind of introduced to him. I stayed with the pimp guy for about 3 years. My mother finally got me back. And I was living in Brooklyn, New York, on Flatbush and Lincoln Road. Came back to Baltimore. So the prostitution stuff has always been on and off. I really do want to get clean because I'm losing control of having my son starting to show me a lot of resentment. And I don't like that. I got a 20-year-old son that also worries about me. But I really do want to get clean. I feel like I don't know where to start. Like, what's the hardest way?
What would you say to somebody who's headed down this road?
I would say tell them to get out while they can. Ain't nothing out here but death and jail.
Death and jail.
I was telling them to get out why they can. Because these streets out here, they eat you up, spit you out. I did 18 months over Baltimore City Jail, 2015. I've been to Rikers Island before, years ago. The last time I was incarcerated was 3 years ago. I caught a charge in Leesburg, Virginia, for nickel crack. Stayed in jail for 25 days. Baltimore held me till they came and got me. And I finally just got my warrants lifted. So I have to go back to court next year in March.
So what would you say a lot of the females' main source of income is out of here?
Sucking, keep it going. Sugar daddies, finessing, a lot of them raw dates. Probably make up to $500 a day. If you really put your mind to it and discipline yourself. Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm Alicia. I'm 34 years old. I'm from Annapolis. I'm a county girl. Been on West Side probably about a year. I'm usually from South Baltimore. I've been in South Baltimore for about 8 years. I've been back out here 4 years. I had 4 years clean. And then I came home and my son had taken charges. He was young, so he was 15. He took charges for a gang. Ended up with 9 felonies. A bunch of shit happened. I didn't want him to die, so I started getting high. So I brought him out here with me, and I've been stuck ever since. I don't know, at 15 when I started getting high too. And it was easy at first. It was real easy. I've been tricking since I was 25. In 8 days, I lost my Mercedes, my job, my kids when I relapsed. I got kidnapped on Payson. I got kidnapped for 4 days, chained to a bed constantly. I had a baby born addicted 5 years ago. He was dead when he was born. They brought him back though. He's 5 now. He's in good condition. I gave him up for adoption. My mom has him. I have 4 boys altogether. And when I lost them, I lost everything. That's kind of what made me give up, you know? My son, he's clean. He has every year clean now. I don't know. It's not worth it.
I'm not saying that they're lying, but their perception of reality, that they were clean for periods of time or any of that, is a lot of that is very you'll see their perception of time too is very twisted. They don't know if it's 3 months or 3 years at this point. Like, if she started using anything at age 15 and she's in her early 30s, that's half her life at this point. So we can see that span of time, but she does not see that. She sees little spurts of this time. It's really an interesting concept.
This shit sucks every day. It's a Groundhog Day every day.
Even her behavior and her speech, she's almost still 15. It's like her complete development stopped at the point that she started really having problems.
Shit, same people. You know, growing up, you're taught to like go away from violence and shit. You go towards gunshots in this life. Like, shit don't scare you no more. People don't scare you. You don't have feelings no more. You're not a human. You know.
People have been very judgmental of me when I say that people from the streets lose a certain piece of their humanity and especially the piece that gets you to agree to certain social standards. When you need to use the bathroom, you go to a private bathroom and you close the door and you do your private thing and you clean yourself up. that is not the reality for these people anymore. They simply find any place out in the open to squat and go to the bathroom, and it's not clean and it's not private, and they no longer subscribe to that part of social standards and social norms. And it's kind of like they do revert back to something more, not subhuman, but just basic. Just, and I was talking to my son the other day. My grandson is having some problems, and everybody all of a sudden has come out of the woodwork. We've said, will you spend time with him? Will you do this? Will you do that? And now all of a sudden they want to buy him concert tickets. And this is, I'm not going to say who it is, but this person should be participating in raising him and giving him money for rent and food. And I'm like, let's look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Well, why don't we get him a pet? No, we don't have enough space for him. We need to find another house for them. So it's just a lot. It's a lot. A lot of the reason why I haven't done these videos is because I have was living alone, and now my son and my 2 grandkids are living in my 2-bedroom house. We don't have enough space. All right, moving on. You don't need to hear my problems.
You walk
blah,
over
blah, blah.
people when you see them, like, they're half dead or whatever. You walk over them, they're in your way. Like, all your morals go out the window. Who you are goes out the window. The pain you cause your family. You just become a demon.
Not a demon. You're not a demon.
So when I got kidnapped, I'm not exactly sure. I think I was on Smallwood. I was in an alley. Last thing I remember was bending over. I was with some dude. I was smoking coke. And I bent over to put a hit on my stem. And I seen this little midget guy in the dark. And I was like, what the fuck are you looking at? And that's the last thing I remember. I woke up on pace and changed his bed. My mom goes to the police, right? And the police don't care. Police are like, she's a prostitute. She's got warrants. We're not gonna, they didn't do shit. So my mom was looking for me. I'll get into that in a minute. But finally, he let me take my second shower, and he left the door open. I was able to get out. And when I went through his living room had clear painter's tarp on it. And I was able to I was butt naked, run down the street. Some more. The whole time the man got me high and raped me. But I got out. 6 weeks later, that detective that didn't care, he called my mom because a girl's body got found in Carroll Park, wrapped up in the clear painter's tarp. He cared then, of course. But through me, my mom started, it's called The Missing of Baltimore City. It's got like 20,000 followers. So she's brought a lot of people home, a lot of girls home, a lot of kids home. So my mom's
We'll have to look that up. The Missing of Baltimore City. The Missing.
doing big things, which
There was a lot of trafficking that I witnessed and reported when I was in Baltimore City Fire Department.
it's pretty cool. Oh, so I get away from him, and then he finds me the next day, and we're on Monroe, and I had just copped, and he gets this girl to come up on me and beat the shit out of me. So the dealer was like, yo, get away from here. So I jump up and I run towards Wilkins, thinking, it's the main road. She ain't gonna come after me. She definitely did. She definitely came after me, beat my head into the ground, and there's definitely God, because at the same time, my best friend Veronica, she's dead now. Her and her sugar daddy, they pulled up and they were able to grab me and pull me in the truck. So I made it through them 4 days, and then I turned around and made it through the beating in the morning. And that was about 3 years ago. I'm jammed up, I'm sorry.
3 years,
Yeah.
her friend died.
What would it take for you to get off the street?
I don't know. I've lost my kids. I just got out of jail. When I went to court on Friday. I only had a technical, but I had a warrant. I had a detainer in Howard. So they would let me go to rehab. Well, Howard County ended up coming to pick me up. And because I didn't go bed to bed, Queen Anne's put another warrant on me. So it's like having warrants, you never get clean because you can't do shit with your life, you feel me? But it's like, I don't know if I have a bottom at this point. I've lost my kids. I've done everything imaginable. All my friends are dead. I'm the only one left out of every single one of my friends. And so it's like, I'm here for a reason. I'm trying to figure out what that reason is, you know? But I love getting high. I don't have a sad story. Like, I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was rich as shit. My dad had his own electric company. I was given everything. Like, you know, $2,000, $3,000 wasn't shit growing up. And when my mom got divorced from my dad, you know, I had a heroin habit. Like, I did heroin right away. It was no oxys or pills or whatever. It was, I was in love with a guy. He did dope. I did dope too. And, you know, once you have a heroin habit, you do anything to get it. And you do stupid shit that you don't even remember you do. I broke into a fucking snowball stand like 2 years ago. I didn't steal nothing. I broke in to eat snowballs. Like, and now I got felony charges because of that shit. But, I don't know. I don't know what brought me to West Side. It's dangerous as shit out here. Most people are scared out here. I feel at home out here. I went to Westminster when I got out of jail. Like, you know, it's a county out there. And you know, there's no gunshots. There's no people trapping on the corner. There's no boys on their motorcycle. It's awkward to me being around that quietness, you know?
I was from Pasadena, and then I moved to Carroll County when I was 13. My mom got me out there to get away from boyfriends, things like that. Miss America Beauty pageant, gifted and talented class. State life, spelling bees, a lot of good stuff in my life. And my dad died when I was 3. My mom raised me, and she had a stroke at 37. Blood clot went to her brain. I had to bury her. And 6 months later, my husband hung himself in my attic. My daughter watched him do it 9 days for her 3rd birthday. 8 months pregnant, lost my baby. All at once, lost my business, my house. I started eating pain medicines and Xanax, things for psychiatric pills, and abusing them. The doctor cuts you off, and you start withdrawing, and you go to what other people go to: marijuana, cocaine, dope. Was about 26 years old before I did dope, and I got on it by a best friend that I used to try to keep clean. I come up here every day and get her dope and go home and take care of her kids. And eventually I was sick, and she gave me a pill, and I would take care of everybody's kids in the neighborhood, do good, and eventually I started tricking on the streets, and prostitution became. Money was not there. Prostitution goes from $120 at a time down to $20 a day now. And they'll offer you anything they can. They'll take advantage of you. I've been put in a trunk, took to Florida, kidnapped, robbed, just whipped. A lot of girls out here. I wanted to change. I went to jail. I got pregnant, and I wrote to jail and asked them for somewhere to go. They put me in the CAT program. I went to Mountain Manor from there, Gardenzia, and I just stayed with the program. I went to college, got an associate's degree, started in addictions counseling. I left my pharmacology class and got hit by a drunk driver and broke this hip right here. As you see, broken hip. I now walk with, I have one leg that's straight and one leg that's not, by John Hopkins Hospital. Chief Surgeon Orthopedics. This is for hip replacement plater. They put me in a nursing home where I was being harassed sexually and given drugs. They were giving out Percocets in the hospital illegally. I got hooked back on medications again, and when you're released, you have nothing, so you go back to what? Dope. And back to the streets. You have nowhere to go. My daughter is 17.
I believe a lot of their story, and it's very sad, a lot of gaslighting. It was the hospital didn't fix me right, they put me in a nursing home, they gave me this. There's no personal responsibility anymore.
She's been in foster care for 12 years. She found me last month when I was in jail, and she's bright, she's beautiful. She's the opposite. You get one or the other with this, the addiction to, they end up like us, and they're on the streets, or there's children that use, so 16 years old. I have seen 14-year-old girls out here tricking in Pennsylvania Avenue. My daughter is gifted in talented classes, fully paid ride at University of Florida, and be a marine wildlife biologist. She doesn't understand. She keeps telling me it's going to kill me, and she ran away a month ago, and she doesn't want to get back to her foster mom. She wants to be with me, but she doesn't understand why I can't. I met up with her, and all I could do was tell her I had to go around the corner to smoke coke to deal with why all these things I did to her, and she's not enough. It's not her. It's not families. It's not people that we love. It's the shit we've done to people, the things that we are. This is what I look at, and this is what I gotta face my people when I go to Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving.
So close to taking.
These are here forever. Those don't go away. I can be me again. I can laugh at the table, but they're always gonna look. People will always judge, they'll think things, and we can't live with that. So even when we come home for a little bit, like my best friend's clean right now, my daughter's congratulating her. I said, give her a month. She'll be back. And she's like, why would you say that? I say that because nobody ever makes it completely out. I had 5 years clean, and I'm back out here again. And I was running meetings, women's coalition groups, service positions, and this is where, as you see, this is where I live. This is where I live. Literally, I sleep outside. If I sleep. I've been up about 4 days now. I don't eat much. I weigh about 26. Normally, I'm like 180 and 60. I don't have any teeth. They're gone. And now as a result of the car accident as well. My nose has been broken several places. My jaw is broken. My collarbone, I fell on my face off the bus stop. I never went to the hospital for any of that. Finger is broken completely. That's from cleaning glass off somebody's porch, cracked stems and vials that were on the old lady's porch I wiped off for her. The glass got stuck in my hand. These are most recent. This is xylazine. It is now in Baltimore. This is what it's doing to our arms. It's staining our skin. And you can scrub it. It doesn't come off. This is what they're putting in our cocaine and our dope. This is not a bad thing. I was on when I did this, and this is what it's doing to my arms. And this is 1 month of using. That is where I peeled back today, literally, and it's eating holes in our skin. That's what's not missing. Nothing bad. Health could have a hernia here and a hernia here. There's a hernia here and hernia here. That's from not eating and my stomach intestines rupturing. Too much weight loss too fast. Your body doesn't know how to handle it, I guess. The large intestine ruptures, and it comes to when you eat, then it would expand, and you see it sticks out like that. It's a lot of physical elements that you get. You can see my feet, the difference. This is my bad foot. Let's me go foot. See how that's all cracked? Because I depend on this foot, but not that one. From the bad hip. See the cracking? And I've been wearing tennis shoes up until maybe 2 days ago, and that's how bad they are. There's glass in this foot. You can see right there where the bubble was. I went to the hospital, they cut it out and sent me right back with nothing. So now it's a bubble that I've had to pop and keep wearing like this. These are the things that we do ourselves, and I'm supposed to go to rehab Monday, and I want to get clean on anything, and I know that people are listening right now and they don't think that I'm serious, and you look at me and it's disgusting. I know it's disgusting, but when I leave, what am I going to do? I'm going to go get another fix and give someone to do it, to not be in pain for all this, you get it? And then to...
So what she's describing here is they have to wait, even if they get into a rehab, sometimes it will take days to weeks before their admission date, and they will simply have to continue going out and getting high and hoping not to die until they reach the admission date. And on the admission date, are they still going to be at this place and be able to show up? There you go.
Emotional part is the cocaine. Then you gotta do cigarettes and weed and liquor, and it just becomes a lot. And what do? You gotta come out here and risk your life to hustle up money. I don't steal or boost, that's not my thing. So I prostitute for money. It's the lowest thing. I didn't even know prostitution was real when I came to Baltimore. I said, this ain't Las Vegas, this ain't Pretty Woman. Nobody has sex for money. It's for free, for love. What are you talking about? He said, girl, you that green? I knew nothing of it. I came from Carroll County, 750 people, Tony Town. Like when we moved out there, that was all I knew. And where would you see that? Where would you see prostitution in Carroll County? Where would you see a needle? My mom didn't know what crack was. So she brought me home on my vanity every night, roses from their crack stems. I know now. They had different colored roses. And she said, do you know what these are used for? I said, what? Crack cocaine. I said, yeah, Mom, I know. She was green. Glenburnie High School cheerleading captain. Like my dad was in a band, rock and roll band, Paramedic. She worked at. My family did not. Nobody does drugs. Like they're all out in Carroll County and have businesses and family. And I am the black sheep of the family, but yet nobody was there when I was going down, when everybody was dying. Show the love out here. Show what's going on. This at least, you know what I mean. Show people what the fuck they don't see. People ride by and look, but do you stop and ask what their story? Where's their kid? I got a daughter that cries every night. She's a cutter. She's been put in the hospital because she thinks that she's not enough for me. And I want to kill myself, but if I do, she's going to kill herself and not want to live. You understand? So please just take it easy on people, yo, and just try to help more. All you got to do is lend a hand and talk to somebody, yo. That's all you got to do. We're not out here having fun, I promise you that. It's not. It was fun years ago when we were smoking weed and dancing, drinking, having fun, but the fun stopped a long time ago. And the government does not care. Rehab is not as easy as y'all think it is. I got Narcan the other day in an alley, and I laid there for 6 hours. Tossing and turning alley and couldn't get up. And a pile of dirt was filthy when I got up. And all I wanted was another fix of dope when I got up. Because it wiped everything out of me. And I said, this is what I would go through if I wanted to get clean, because I'm going to call the ambulance and go to rehab that night. I said, well, it's all out of me because they wipe your receptors clean. I was tossing and turning, ready to go to the bathroom myself. I was laying on the ground. I couldn't control my back or my body, and that's what Narcan is.
Okay, so what she's describing here is, and this is a really double-edged sword. They're giving the reversal agent Narcan to naloxone to the general public. The general public can see you overdosed. They administer it. They don't understand to administer one dose and wait. They just see that you don't get up instantly the way it is in the movies, and they keep giving it to them. And the community dose is 4 milligrams. I never gave anybody more than 2. So, you know, after a certain amount of that reversal agent, you do lose control of bowels and bladder. There's vomiting. You reverse the agent so violently that they are thrown into withdrawal, and sometimes into a dangerous withdrawal. So that is what she's describing here. And then she said, what she's describing is somebody gave it to her, a community member gave it to her and left her there. So that is kind of the danger of having it available to the community, is that they're not necessarily calling 911 and sending her to the hospital where she can come down and withdraw safely, even though she probably will get out of the hospital and use again. It's likely, at least then she is not laying there, like she said, for hours and hours making a mess on herself. She's obviously got some infection issues, and then continuing, and the first thing she does when she can get up is she wants to go use again. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
So it's not as easy as y'all think it is. It's really not. I know a guy that's been to rehab 6 days this week, and he left every time. So just try to share with people, yo, what y'all doing. Gotta do what you gotta do and try to share it with people, yo. Shit's fucked up out here. Thanks, guys.
There you go. Here's a good addiction thing if you need it. If you know somebody who needs it, whatever. Okay, well, that was depressing. Okay. I'm glad to at least be back and doing some things. Thank you so much for joining me, and bless everybody. Yeah, whoever is doing well and healthy and happy. And see you next time.